Daf Yomi, Tractate Chullin, page 28, top of the page, Daf Chaf Amid Aleph, with the words V'i Sol Gedaitich. V'i Sol Gedaitich Machzir Dafka Ma'iri Moilek Afilu Shekadami Elalav Shmamino Af Machzir Umas Nisen Miladao. And if it enters your mind that the mitzvah is specifically to move the simanim behind the nape and pinch them, why did the Tane say specifically that if one pinches in this manner, it is valid? Even if one slaughters from the nape in this manner, the slaughter would be valid. Rather, must one not include from it that the proper understanding is one may even move the simanim behind the nape and pinch? And the Mishnah is referring to a case where one did not move the simanim behind the nape. Amar Rabbi Yanai yikablu hovin es tshuvatan diktani. Diktani nimtza kosher b'shchita pasul b'melika kosher b'melika pasul b'shchita. Lemotim ayrav lemotim achsil simonim lachleir oiref tilah. Rabbi Yanai says, the young ones, the sons of Rabbi Chia, shall receive their response that rejects their statement from that which is taught in the Mishnah. It is found that which is valid for slaughter is not valid for pinching, and that which is valid for pinching is not valid for slaughter. What does this statement serve to exclude? Does it not serve to exclude the case where one moves the simanim behind the nape, teaching that it is valid only for slaughter and not for pinching? Amar Rabba Bar Bachana lo lemoti shem tzipoiren shem v'tzipoiren behedi ketani lahu. Rabba Bar Bachana said, no. Perhaps it serves to exclude one who uses a tooth or a fingernail that is not detached, which are valid for pinching and not valid for slaughter. The Gemara objects, that could not be. That could not be. That could not be. As the Tana teaches explicitly the case of a tooth and a fingernail in the Mishnah in 15b, and there was no need to repeat it. Apostle. Rather, Rabbi Yirmiyah said, the statement of the Mishnah, that which is valid for slaughter is not valid for pinching, serves to exclude drawing back and forth. One who pinches may not cut the simanim by drawing his fingernail back and forth. Rather, he must press and cut them in one motion. The Gemara asks, this works out well according to the one who says drawing back and forth for pinching is not valid, but according to the one who says it is valid, what is there to say? The Gemara answers, the sons of Rabbi Chia hold in accordance with the one who says drawing back and forth for pinching is not valid. Amar Rab Kahane mitzvahs melike koitzes yoyred v'zohi mitzvahs sava Rabbi Avin lemema koitzes yoyredin maybe lo. Amar le Rabbi Yirmiyah kol shekain de moilech maybe melike kasho umay zohi mitzvaso eima avzohi mitzvaso. Rav Kahana says the mitzvah of pinching is that one cuts with his fingernail from the nape and continues downward, and that is his mitzvah. Rabbi Avin thought to say cuts and continues downward, yes. Draws back and forth, no. Rabbi Yirmiyah said to him, All the more so that drawing back and forth from pinching is valid. The Gemara asks, and what is the meaning of the phrase that is its mitzvah, which indicates that it is specifically in that manner? The Gemara answers, say that it means that too is its mitzvah. Amar Rabbi Yirmiyah Shmuel, kol kash b'shchita keneged b'oirev, kash b'melike, ha-pasol b'shchita, pasol b'melike. Lemutei ma'i, lemutei iko simonim. V'hotan yiramin b'Yecheskel, ein iko simonim b'oif. Rabbi Jeremiah, Rabbi Jeremiah, ay 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 ay. Rabbi Jeremiah says that Shmuel says, any place that is valid for slaughter on the throat is correspondingly valid for pinching on the nape. By inference, any place on the throat that is not valid for slaughter is not valid for pinching. The Gemara asks, what does this statement serve to exclude? If we say that it serves to exclude ripping the simanim from their place before cutting them, which is valid with regard to pinching just as with regard to slaughter. But didn't Rabbi Bar Yecheskel teach there is no disqualification for ripping the simanim in the case of a bird? Amar Papa limoti roishoi pshito mimul opo marachmon lo b'osho. Rav Papa said it serves to exclude pinching the occipital bone at the back of his head, just as it is not the place of slaughter, it is not the place of pinching. The Gemara asks, is it obvious that pinching the back of its head is not valid? The Merciful One states adjacent to its nape and not at its head. My oishoi. Shipui roisho kegoin dinagami shipui roisho v'hiklim azala dimata tatai. V'chid Ravuna Ravasi Ravuna Ravasi Grim Shlish V'shachat Shani Shlish Psula. The Gemara answers, what is its head? That it is not the place for pinching. It is the incline of its head. For example, in a case where one began at the incline of its head, and inverted and continued until he reached below the place of the simanim, where he completed the pinching. Since he began the process in the incorrect location, it is invalid, similar to slaughter. And this is in accordance with the opinion that Rav Huna says, Ravasi says, as Rav Huna says, Ravasi says, if one diverted the knife upward and cut 1/3 of the windpipe, and then cut 2/3 within the ring, the slaughter is not valid. And now we're turning to 20b. Rav Acha, son of Rav, said to Rav Ashi, with regard to that which Rabbi Bar Yecheskel teaches, there is no disqualification for ripping simanim in a bird. We say it only according to the one who says there is no source for slaughter of a bird in the Torah. Turn to 20b on the top. But according to the one who says there is a source for the slaughter of a bird in the Torah, there is disqualification for ripping simanim in a bird as well. Alright, we'll stop here.